You're watching the KOAM Morning News at Fox14.
It's a little bit of a delayed start. Right now at about 7:20, we're going to take you to the stomping grounds to learn more about a monster truck rally that took place over the weekend.
Also, with storms comes storm damage. We take a look at some of it from around the Joplin area.
And we've got some showers this morning. Thankfully, no severe weather. Unfortunately, it's going to get dangerously hot. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now officially 7:20 a.m. on this Monday morning. Thanks for sticking around with us after the soccer and everything. And,
yes, very exciting.
We might as well tell you now, we will not be here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. as soccer is going to take our place.
Yep.
And throughout the week, you may catch us a little bit later with the soccer games ongoing, but at least through the week, with the exception of tomorrow, we're going to be right here.
Absolutely.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for you if you'll wait for us.
Perfect.
We got a lot to tell you about this morning.
A lot going on. We're going to start with the Freeman Event Center in Lamar, Missouri. Welcome monster trucks this weekend.
Anthony Saviello has that story.
For kids like me, we all want to grow up and be a monster truck driver. While I may not get behind the wheel of one, it didn't stop me from getting to ride in one. But I needed some help from someone who had done it before. Gabe Johnson is the son of Stomping Grounds owner David Johnson. And while he may only be in 8th grade, he's got plenty of experience being around monster trucks.
Monster truck is kind of what started this place. We went to a monster truck show as a family, got some free tickets back in 2020, which is the year before this place came around, and fell in love with them. And we always own this land back here, and we thought, why not do it here?
According to Gabe, these monster truck shows are entertaining and never cease to amaze.
Well, the thing about a monster truck show, you never know. That's what I like to say. Some truck can flip over and catch on fire, and another truck will fly as high as an airplane. It's honestly unpredictable.
For fans like myself and Gabe, monster trucks are amazing to watch. But what is it like to ride in one? Turns out, we got the chance. Now I know what you're thinking, but our ride went a little smoother than that.
Oh man, I think I know what I want for my birthday. It's a monster truck. Oh my goodness. Woo! So whether you're 5 years old or 95 years old, the entertainment of monster trucks never stops. Reporting in Lamar, Missouri, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Stomping Grounds will be hosting more fun events this year, including professional bull riding in August and a large concert this October.
We'll have to see if we can get Anthony on a bull this October.
That will make for some good television, I guarantee it.
I would attend that, I think, just to watch that happen. Anthony, if you're watching, make sure you give that a shot this October. We want to see it.
Absolutely.
Well, something else that we want to see is additional rain without any severe weather. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case for us today. We're starting to see the last of these showers die out across the area. We have some of that trailing stuff from Kansas City up in Bates County, but unfortunately, as we discussed on the KOAM morning show, that is activity expected to dissipate and miss us. And unfortunately, that does seem to be exactly what it is doing, which means it is going to be dangerously hot today. Now, let's quickly recap last night. All of these circles are wind reports. Now, the green ones are measured wind gust reports, and all of these orange ones are wind damage reports. A couple we're going to highlight here. One near Golden City. This is in Barton County, a house significantly damaged with 1 injury reported. And then down in Lawrence County, just south of Wentworth, another damage report. A large metal outbuilding had a large portion of its roof blown off. That's just a couple of the numerous damage reports that came in across the area. Today, this is our concern. This magenta color for the majority of our area is an excessive heat warning, and this will return again tomorrow. We're looking at highs today right around 100 degrees. We're looking at heat index values of 1 108 to 112 degrees today. So do what you can to limit your time outdoors. Stay inside if you can. And if you've got to be outside again, stay hydrated, take frequent breaks, make sure you're taking those precautions. We'll have another look at your full forecast here in a few more minutes. We're going to send it back over to Caitlin for a look at some of that storm damage in the area.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, some powerful storms hit the 4 states last night. Liberty Utilities reports that there are at least 25,000 people that went without power at midnight. There was a pole teetering at East 32nd Street by Joplin Greenhouse. Crews were on scene trying to fix that. And there was also a vehicle crash on I-44 westbound approaching Rangeline. There were no injuries reported as a witness saw that the occupants walked away from it. Up next, Lori Horton returns to studio and we start to finish that billion-dollar pie we started in the 6 a.m. show. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Returning to studio is the ever-fabulous Lori Horton. She's here to start finishing up that billion-dollar pie.
Absolutely.
So let's get to it.
All
what
right.
do we have now?
I just come here for the compliments. This is a great way to start a Monday morning. We've got all of those ingredients that we mixed up in the 6 o'clock hour. So we had the sweetened condensed milk, lemon juice. We added in those cherries, those pecans, the coconut, pineapple, all those good stuff. And now we're just going to fold in a whole container of Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Emphasis on the H.
Always.
Okay.
We're going to mix that in pretty thoroughly. You don't have to be real gentle with it. Sometimes you'll see a recipe that says to fold that in and you have to be kind of delicate with it. This one you don't have to be quite as much, but you do want to get it really thoroughly mixed in because there's nothing else we're going to do to this. Again, this is an icebox pie, so you're not baking anything. You are just fixing this up and then putting it in the refrigerator to set, and it's going to be perfect for these super hot afternoons. Great for an afternoon cookout this weekend because you can do it up a couple days ahead of time. It's going to keep really well, and then again, you don't have to turn that oven on and heat up the house any more than it already is.
And it seems pretty easy.
Easy.
I'm following along all right, so that's saying something.
Absolutely. So when we get it done, it's just going to be a really nice, fluffy mix of all of that. And it looks like there's a lot in there because there is. This is actually enough to do 2 full pies.
Okay.
Or you can get kind of creative and you can do 1 whole pie and maybe some small parfaits with that. So I even took some and layered them up this way to do it a little bit different. But I'm starting over here. We always want to do it graham cracker crust.
Okay.
And you can do this from scratch if you really want to get fancy. You can mash up those graham crackers, add the melted butter, bake that for just a few minutes to get it set. Or you can just start with a store-bought graham cracker
Easy.
pie crust.
Great.
Very, very easy. And again, if you're going to do 2 of them, obviously you'll just divide it up half and half. If you want to do 1 whole pie and some extra, then you can fill this up as much as you want. So we want a pretty good chunk in there so we get a nice full pie. And then when we get done, when we get this a little bit set, we're going to come back with some more Cool Whip and some other toppings, and we're going to make it look kind of pretty. So you've got some options here, and the one that I actually made for you guys to sample later, I even added some mini chocolate chips in there because that's a really good combination.
Fun for the kids.
Absolutely. You can get a little bit creative with some of those fillings. If pecans aren't your favorite, you can switch to pistachios or walnuts or just whatever makes you happy. The main thing is the pineapple is always a staple. The cherries are always a staple. We kind of can look at this as one of these classic Midwest salads that's not really a salad.
Okay.
So this doesn't even have to go in a pie crust. This can add some mini marshmallows. This can add some other goodies and just go in a bowl with some Cool Whip on top and just become that sort of side dessert that everybody loves. You know, we've got to throw it all in there with the Cool Whip.
Absolutely. And it looks like a fun little decorating activity. You can get the kids involved, make it your own.
Very easy. And when we come back, we'll top that up and make it look pretty.
Thanks, Lori. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:33 now on this Monday morning. We got the excessive heat warnings for the counties in magenta, and these will return tomorrow. We're looking today at heat index values of 108 to 112 degrees. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. We are looking good, but cloudy out there. Roads beginning to dry on the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And our camera at 7th and Range Line shows a little sun trying to get through. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and considerably cooler compared to where we have been starting our mornings rains the last few days. Unfortunately, this cool weather will not last. We've got 70 Nevada, Fort Scott, Iola, Lamar, Carthage, Monette, Neosho, Anderson, lots of 70s. 68 in Neodesha, 69 in Parsons, and 72 in Miami. Now, as we get our morning started, we still have a few showers out there, and they'll continue through about 8, 9 o'clock. They'll clear out, and we'll be mostly cloudy through the morning and in through most of today as well. But despite the clouds, highs still reaching right around 100 degrees. And again, those heat index values, 108 to 112. I cannot emphasize enough the need to stay inside if you can. And if you've got to be outside, you need to take frequent breaks and make sure you're staying well hydrated. We're looking at overnight lows, though, upper 70s tonight. Tomorrow night, we're talking almost the mid-80s for our overnight lows Tuesday night. And here's why, though. 106 on Tuesday, 108 on Wednesday, 103 Thursday. Some evening pop-up storms possible Tuesday and Wednesday, but of course that doesn't do anything for the temperatures. 97 on Friday still, a few more evening thunderstorms possible. And then as we head into the weekend, that's where we start to see some relief. Temperatures drop back into the lower 90s, a few more thunderstorm chances, and we'll see those continue into next Tuesday. And thanks to that, look at these highs, upper 80s, lower 90s, but we've got dangerous heat over the course of this week, so make sure you are taking precautions out there. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Returning to studio is our very own Lori Horton. So she's here to finish up this $1 billion pie we've been working on all morning. What are the final touches that we need to complete this?
Okay, so ideally we would have let this set in the fridge for maybe a couple hours just to firm up a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker. So we're just going to come back with that. And this is optional, but I like to start with a little bit more Cool Whip. So as we mentioned earlier, this recipe is actually going to make 2 whole pies. So just grab an additional tub of Cool Whip and about divide that in half, and you're going to put half of that extra right on top of there. And we're just going to spread it out, make it look nice and even. And then what I've got is just some more of those chopped pecans, some more of the toasted coconut, some of the chopped cherries, all of those goodies that we mixed in with that filling. We're going to put a little bit of that right on top, just again to sort of dress it up, but also it's just always nice for people to be able to see what's in there.
Yeah. And so I could kind of help you with that. So
absolutely.
We want to make it presentations, everything.
It is.
So just kind of the decor.
Make it pretty around those edges.
I'm seeing some chocolate chips in this mix.
There is a little bit. Got to add a little bit of that extra. The cherries give it a little bit of color, so it's always going to look great. And then the final touch is the taste test.
Okay.
So,
let's see it.
Heck with dressing that. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, Lori. Very good.
Very rich, very cool. Perfect for summer.
It's perfect and easy. Anyone can make that. Wonderful. Well, Lori, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks at home, you got to try this $1 billion pie. Billion. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:40 a.m. Folks in Joplin will have to go to a new location to use DMV services. It's not clear why the office closed, though the Breast Cancer Foundation recently closed another office in Springfield, citing revenue issues. They also referenced litigation against the State Department of Revenue over issues with the bid process. The new location will open Monday at 2702 Richard Joseph Boulevard in Joplin. The annual British Flyer ceremony was held Saturday in Miami. The ceremony honored the Royal Air Force cadets who lost their lives while training in Miami during World War II. The ceremony included a singing performance and a special guest speaker to talk to the crowd, some of which came all the way from England.
Well, we want to remind folks about our excessive heat warnings that we have in effect today for these magenta counties that you can see here. We're talking heat index values today of 108 to 112 degrees out there as temperatures soar right into the 100-degree range under mostly cloudy skies. We'll take another complete look at your forecast and I've just been informed, you know, with soccer, it throws everything off, and I've been informed I've got a couple extra seconds to talk to you. Our camera, the camera at MoDOT 20th and Range Line looked good. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue. Our camera, 7th and Range Line, mostly cloudy skies. Again, a cooler start out there for us. 70 in Joplin. These cool temperatures, again, don't last very long. We got 70 Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, Fort Scott, Iola, 72 in Chanute, 69 Parsons, 72 in Miami. As we get through the morning, a few of those dying showers out there may continue through about 8, 9 o'clock, and then we're going to be mostly cloudy and hot. And once again, today, highs pushing right around 100 degrees, and with those heat index values of 108 to 112, we cannot emphasize enough how you need to be taking precautions. Stay indoors if you can. If you've got to be outdoors like the linemen, make sure you're staying hydrated and taking frequent breaks. Caitlin?
All right, well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up in this half hour of the KOAM Morning News. Old Arsenic and Old Lace is coming to the 4 states, and we meet some of the cast members who will tell us all about it.
And as we mentioned, we've got dangerous heat today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll look at that full forecast here in a few more minutes.
Fox 14, joining me in studio today is Betsy Fleischhacker and Misty Hammer, and they're here to tell us all about Arsenic and Old Lace, the latest production from Stone's Throw Dinner Theater. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi. Thank you.
So tell us about this show. What can we expect?
Well, you're gonna have a lot of laughs because this is a classic.
Yes.
We play the 2 spinster aunts, and our family's basically crazy in the play, and we can't tell you too much because we want you to come see it. But.
Absolutely. Now, who is this designed for? Is this a family-friendly? Kids? Is there an age limit? Tell us all about that.
It's family
Yeah,
friendly.
I think anybody can come see this. Yeah, there's nothing.
Kids, I don't think would get the show, so it would be more for students and adults and senior citizens.
I love that. And so tell us about the cast. Who's all involved?
Oh, we have some veterans from Stone's Throw. We have and a lot of people from Neosho,
And
Crowder,
JLT.
JLT. Yeah. Yep.
And your organization, how often do you guys put these shows on? Who's involved in that? Can people volunteer?
Yes, we love volunteers at Stone's Throw. That's what Stone's Throw is about. We have dinner with our show, which not every theater has that. And we always need servers. We always need people
In the kitchen.
Ushers. And if you volunteer, you also get to watch the show and eat for free.
That's so fun. So when are the show dates and times, and where can people go to buy tickets?
You can call the theater 417-358-9665. And the show dates are August 11th through the 13th and August 18th through the 20th.
I love that. Well, this sounds like a great opportunity. Is there any other fun bits you want to share with us?
Okay, we do 7 shows a year.
Yes.
So basically they're every 6 weeks to 8 weeks a show.
Fun.
Because we have rehearsal and everything. But we've got a good season coming up. And our prices are adults are $30, and seniors, which are 55 and over, is $27, and students $24, and then children $12.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Be sure to check out Arsenic and Old Lace at Stone's Throw Dinner Theater. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14, 7:50 now on this Monday morning, and an abbreviated version of our morning show. As you can see on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, there are a couple of dying showers and a little more organized shower activity up in Bates County. We're going to be done with the rain here in the next hour or so, unfortunately, and we were really hoping that this activity would kind of hold together and shift into our region. You can see some of it holding together, but you can also see that it is pushing well off to our east. However, last night's storm thunderstorms left behind all of this. All these green circles are measured wind gust reports, and the orange ones are wind damage reports, and you can see a number of them across the area. And with that, we've been talking about the storm damage this morning, but a couple of interests is this morning just outside of Golden City, a house was significantly damaged with one injury reported, and we head a little further south into Lawrence County near Wentworth. A large metal outbuilding had a large portion of its roof blown off by these winds, and these winds were upwards of 70 to 80 miles an hour as these storms rolled through the area. Today, though, our concern is this: the magenta colored counties, which is a good portion of our viewing area. These are excessive heat warnings that run through this evening, and they will be back again tomorrow. For today, we're looking at heat index values anywhere from 108 to 112 degrees out there. So we have got to be taking precautions. I know there's still at least a few thousand customers without power on the Liberty side this morning, and that's only Liberty. So we got a lot of linemen out there that are going to be working to get your power back on so you can have your air conditioning, you can be indoors. So you folks out there that are working, make sure that you're taking precautions, you're staying hydrated, taking frequent breaks as you can. Live look, MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. It is now looking back to the south along Range Line. We're looking good so far. We're looking all right too from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue. It's just south of Pittsburgh. And our camera, 7th and Range Line, we've still got the mostly cloudy skies out there, and it'll be like this for the majority of the day. We're at 70, so we are doing better temperature-wise this morning compared to the last several days, but it won't last. We got 70s, lots of them. Fort Scott, Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, Monette, Neosho, Cassville, Anderson, just those communities all at 70. 71 Pittsburgh, Iola, 72 in Chanute, a little cooler, 68 in Neodesha, 69 in Parsons, and 72 in Miami. As we get our morning started, we are looking at, again, a few of these stray showers hanging on through about 8, maybe 9 o'clock, especially for our northern counties as that rain by KC kind of clips our northeastern counties. And we'll be mostly cloudy. We're going to start to heat up. And as we head into the afternoon, we are looking at highs today pushing close to 100 degrees. And that's where those heat index values come in, 108 to 112. And again, those excessive heat warnings just cannot emphasize enough how serious the heat is. As serious as last night's storms were, you need to take the heat just as seriously. It can be dangerous. It can be deadly if you are not taking precautions out there. We head into the evening. We stay hot into the evening, 98 at 6, 88 at 8. Could see a couple of stray showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two late evening, mainly in our eastern counties. A couple of those could be on the strong side with some small hail, gusty winds, but we're not anticipating anything like what we saw last night, and these will be fairly isolated to scattered at best. Overnight, we're going to be partly cloudy, and we're going to stay warm heading into the overnight hours as well, upper 70s. That doesn't compare to tomorrow night's low of 84 degrees Tuesday night, and that is following a high of about 106 Tuesday. Wednesday up to 108, and we're looking at 103 on Thursday, 97 by Friday. So this entire week, dangerous heat out there for sure, but especially today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Could see some evening pop-up storms Tuesday and potentially into Wednesday. So I don't do much for our temperatures, but at least we get a little more of that much-needed rain. Then we go into the weekend. We see better rain chances. They start to increase a bit, and our temperatures decrease. We go back into lower 90s, and as we kick off the next work week, looking even better, a few more scattered thunderstorm chances out there. So again, opportunities for some much-needed rain. And look at our highs, upper 80s, lower 90s. It is going to be great temperature-wise by next week compared to what we are going to experience for the majority of this week. So again, make sure you're taking precautions out there and staying safe in this heat. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. Quick reminder, we will not see you here at 7 a.m. tomorrow as we have women's soccer continuing, but we will be back today at noon.
That's right. Have a great morning and an even better day.